Have you ever looked at a married couple and wondered, are they truly happy or are they just enduring each other? Because let's be honest, in today's world, many marriages look perfect on the outside, but behind closed doors, they're surviving, not thriving. So the real question is marriage meant to be enjoyment or endurance? Please fasten your seatbelts. Stay tuned as we will be asking some questions at the end. We will entertain questions in the comment section as well. Most people enter marriage with big dreams, love, laughter, and lifelong companionship. We imagine breakfast in bed, surprise flowers, and those sweet "I love you" texts during work hours. But then reality walks in. Bills, stress, in-laws, children, unmet expectations, and sometimes emotional distance. Research shows that globally, over 50% of marriages experience serious dissatisfaction by the 10th year. Not necessarily because of lack of love, but because of unrealistic expectations. So, if marriage starts with joy and slowly turns into endurance, what's going wrong? May I shock you? It is possible to love someone deeply and still not live well together. Why so? The truth is that many couples mistake emotional attraction for long-term compatibility. Love starts the fire, but compatibility keeps it burning. Unfortunately, some couples realize this when it is a little too late in their marriage relationship. At this point, they begin to endure instead of enjoy. Marriage isn't just about finding someone who completes you. It is about finding that person who is willing and ready to grow with you, even through discomfort. Not because they are desperate, but because they understand the marriage institution. Endurance in marriage isn't necessarily always a bad thing. In fact, every marriage passes through an endurance phase. That's the season where your patience is tested, your ego gets challenged, and your love gets refined. But endurance becomes toxic when it turns into suffering in silence. In this case, when couples stop communicating, when affection turns to routine, or when the readiness to apologize is replaced by pride, that's no longer endurance. That's emotional survival. Let's look at some interesting statistics. Studies suggest that nearly 65% of couples who stick together just for the sake of their kids secretly describe their marriage as emotionally exhausting. So maybe marriage was never meant to be all about choosing happiness every day, but also about choosing the other person every day as well, even when happiness fluctuates. Let's flip the coin. Marriage can be enjoyment, but not the fairy tale kind. Real enjoyment in marriage comes when two imperfect people choose to understand instead of accuse and forgive instead of fight. Enjoyment comes when you build friendship before romance. It's laughing over burnt dinner, teasing each other about who snores louder, or supporting each other's dreams, even when it's inconvenient. Enjoyment in marriage isn't about perfect days. It's about peaceful hearts. If you care to know the truth about marriage, then you need to pay great attention to the following segment. Please, marriage needs both enjoyment and endurance. Without enjoyment, it becomes a prison. Without endurance, it becomes fragile. The couples who make it last are those who say, we'll enjoy the sunshine, but we'll also stand together through the storms. And these words should be matched by actions. If couples' actions do not depict what they are professing, then that by itself is a catalyst for failure. Because in the end, endurance refines love and enjoyment rewards it. That's the sacred dance of marriage. You might have heard so many times that marriage is the only school of learning where people are issued diplomas at the very beginning, unlike in traditional institutions of learning where diplomas are issued at the end of the course. The takeaway: ever asked yourself why? It is because marriage doesn't just happen. It is not just a feeling. It's a decision every single day. It's not always enjoyment, and it's not only endurance. It's the space where two souls learn, grow, and sometimes heal. So, if you're married, remember, love is not what you say when it's easy. It's what you do when it's hard. And if you're not yet married, prepare not just for the wedding day, but for the everyday. Now, I will love to hear from you. Having learned 2 out of the many ingredients of marriage, and I understand that for many, it is surprising that endurance is one of the essential ingredients. Do you believe marriage should be more about enjoyment or endurance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk real, because real talk changes lives.